Today we did get this brand new heroic super pack drop, man, which is kind of crazy, man. Makes sense, we're getting super packs again, but it's got new players in it. Either way, man, we do have some new filters we need to go over, so let's get right to them. The first filter we're going to go over is the Rockets cheapest filter, man. For this, you just want to put your team to the Rockets. You're going to scroll your maximum buyout up till you find the cheapest Rockets players on your console, which on PlayStation are selling for about 5.7 thousand MT right now. You can get them to sell for. What you want to do is scroll, I suppose, if you want, or you can lower your max buyout about 1500 MT. What I would suggest is to snipe any of these cheaper Rockets players for 1500 MT, cheaper than the cheapest one. So about 4,000 is what I think is a good price point. You know, maybe 4.2 if you wanted to do exactly 1500, but 4K is a fair price and what I would be grabbing them for. But like I said, scroll on the cheapest one, so that way if any more expensive opals or anything like that pops up, you can buy them as quick as possible. But it's unlikely, so if you do just want to work a buyout, it's not a bad idea. Really good filter, man. This is the new team filter right now, so spend some time on it and just stack crazy amounts of MT. The next filter that we're going over is the heroic cheapest filter, man. For this, you want to put your theme to heroic, which is the name of the super pack set drop, whatever you want to call it, that just dropped today, man. I lost where I was at. Heroic, there you go. You want to scroll your buyout to about 9,000 MT on PlayStation, man. That is the cheapest card on here. PJ Washington. You got the diamonds and pink diamonds all around this similar price. The pink diamonds are a little bit more the last I checked, so you can grab them on the scroll you're working. I do recommend you use a scroll just because you can snipe opals, pink diamonds, and dark matters on here, I'm pretty sure. So pink diamond cheap is selling for about 11, so low-key at 9k on PlayStation. You want to scroll on the cheapest heroic for 9k. If any other color tier pops up, buy it. The diamonds you want to grab for about, I would say, 6k and below, which should be popping up a little decent amount since cheapest diamond in the game is selling for 2,000, 3,000 MT, so they should be popping up quite a bit for pretty cheap. And boom, we got one right there for 6,000. I'll take that every day. This should be a low-key filter, man, so spend some time on. The next filter that we're gonna go over is the Galaxy Opal heroic filter, man. For this, you want to put your color to Galaxy Opal, put your theme to heroic, and you are going to put your minimum buyout to 500. Refresh here. As of right now, this could change, probably will change, man. Again, as I've explained in previous snipe filter videos, I do not think the goal of this snipe filter is to snipe these cards for 100k. It's to snag them for opal cheapest pricing and throw them back up for 100k, 90k, and just stack tons of profit that way. None of these opals have buyouts yet besides this Steve Francis that's been up for 4 minutes. Well, there goes another one. So see, they're already starting to become buyouts. So once that happens, you want to work on the cheapest scroll. Instead of putting your minimum buyout to 500, you're going to scroll your maximum buyout up, so that way you're refreshing on the cheapest Steve Francis or whoever the card may be. Just make sure you leave yourself plenty of room for profit, man. Again, the goal is to grab these cards for around 48,000, which is like the cheapest opal price, and then flip them for 20, 30k profit, man. So make sure I would say to give yourself at least 25,000 MT of breathing room for profit on these snipes, man, just to make sure you get them sniped and get them posted quick enough throughout the pending and still stack your profit. Could be a really good filter since, like I said, the cheapest opal is under 50,000. The next filter we're going to go over is the pink diamond cheapest filter. For this, you want to put your color to pink diamond. Pink diamonds are selling for about 5.5 thousand MT on PlayStation right now. You do typically want to scroll with the cheapest pink diamond up, because there still is a lot of pink diamonds that are more expensive, like Alexander Sarr, Steven Castle, whoever it may be, man. Obviously pink diamond Giannis is still more expensive. There's a lot of pink diamonds that are still much more than 5.5k, so you want to scroll with the cheapest one. If it's a case like this where there's 3 up for the same price, just put your buyout 50 MT cheaper, grab any of the more expensive pink diamonds if they pop up, and grab any of these cheaper pink diamonds for about 4k and below. I would say about 1500 MT cheaper than the cheapest one, and then flip them for profit, man. This filter has been pretty active, so spend some time on it, man. It's a really good one. Hopefully you guys get a crazy snipe on here. The next filter we're gonna go over is the diamond cheapest filter, man. For this, you want to put your color to diamond. The cheapest diamonds on PlayStation are selling for about 3000 MT pretty quickly. Maybe you can get them to sell for a little bit more than that as well. What you want to do is scroll. In this case, I mean, it's up to you on this one, low-key. There is obviously a lot more expensive diamonds as well that can pop up on this filter, but the price is going to be fluctuating so much that plugging it in at 2000 MT and just sniping anything that pops up might be the meta. It might be better on this specific filter, but it's up to you guys, man. If you want a little bit more of a chance to see, you know, something that could be high-end like diamond chats or something like that, man, you can go ahead and work a scroll. But me personally, if I was working this filter, I would just be colored diamond, 2k max buyout, or put my buyout about 900 MT, cheaper than the cheapest ones, and just snipe anything that pops up, and then make sure to check the price before you post it for sale and sell it for however much it's going for. The next filter that we're going to go over is the Galaxy Opal cheapest filter, man. For this, you just want to put your color to Galaxy Opal. You're going to scroll your maximum buyout up to the cheapest opal, which on PlayStation is actually back up in price a little bit, selling for 52,000 MT. I'm shocked that Pascal Siakam is the cheapest opal right now. It kind of is mind-blowing. Do I have enabled on? No, I don't. Okay, so you want to go ahead and scroll on this filter 1,000,000% with the cheapest Galaxy Opal up, because obviously you've got Victor Wembanyama opal, you've got Victor, I can't even speak, you've got Yao Ming on this filter, man, that can pop up. Obviously, if those cards pop up, buy them as quick as possible. If any of these cheaper, Trae Young, Pascal Siakam, Darius Garland, if any of those pop up for, I would say, 40k and below, buy them as quick as possible and flip them for profit, man. Really good filter. I'm very high on this today. It's always one of the better filters in the game, but definitely spend some time on it. Hopefully you guys can get lucky and get, you know, maybe like a Curry or something for really cheap, man. The next filter that we're going to go over is the Galaxy Opal Atlantic Division filter, man. For this, you want to put your color to Galaxy Opal, put your division to Atlantic, and you're going to scroll on the cheapest opal on this filter, which is Jaylen Brown Swish, selling for about 70,000 MT right now. You've got 3 opals that are all around the same price: John Havlicek, Jaylen Brown, and then the all-star Jaylen Brown and AI. So you want to grab these 3 cards for about, I would low-key say 52k and below, 55k if you want. Pretty much the same as opal cheapest pricing. If they pop up, you're gonna grab them. And then if anybody else on this filter pops up, you can grab them for any price on the scroll you're working. You do have some good options on here. Jason Kidd, he sells for about 100. Yee, his price is weird. You got Tatum, whose profit JR sells for about 100. You got Chris Bosh, goes for about 100. Same with Ewing. So you've got a bunch of more expensive cards on here, and it is a pretty darn decent filter. Vince Carter is probably the best snipe on here, or possibly Bernard King. I forgot about him. So got a good options. Obviously it's a good filter since cheapest opal is about 50k and these ones are all more, so I would expect some of them to pop up sometimes for around 50k and below. The next filter we're going to go over is the center Galaxy Opal filter. Same thing as the last filter pretty much, man. For this, you want to put your position to center instead of picking a division. You're going to put your color to Galaxy Opal, and you're going to scroll to the cheapest Galaxy Opal on this filter, which is Sengun, probably on both consoles, man. Selling for about 72,000 MT right now. You want to go ahead and grab Wes, Sengun. You've got a couple others that are all similar pricing. Morning, Wes Unseld, and Sengun for about 60k and below is what I would suggest. Maybe kind of just like the same one, 55k if you want to make sure you got profit. Then if anybody else pops up, man, you can buy them for any price. Nate Thurman, he might be a one you want to grab for like 65k and below. just because he might be a little bit harder to sell. Vlade is selling for about 80, he's profit. And then obviously you have insane snipes on this filter as well, like Yao Ming, Victor Wembanyama, Nikola Vucevic, who, oh look at that guys, in the previous filter he is actually getting bidded on up at 150. Is kind of crazy to me. Ben Wallace probably sells for around 100. Dwight's on here. Really good filter, man. Hopefully you guys can get something crazy on it, but I am high on this filter as well. The next filter we're gonna go over is 3-in-1. Basically, man, it's the Southwest Division filter. For this, you want to put your division to Southwest. This is the Southwest high-end filter. Put your minimum bid to 100k, put your minimum buyout to 500, and scroll to the 4-hour mark, man. You can snipe a lot of really expensive cards on here. Dark Matters, Galaxy Opals, Pink Diamonds, if there's any that are profit. I don't remember exactly who's on here, but it's a really good option. The scroll isn't too bad, man. You're looking for anybody profit. Top snipe on this filter would be 100 overall. Kristaps Porzingis, man, you see him, woo, you're making tons and tons of MT. But a lot of good options on here, including Victor Wembanyama and Yao Ming, James Harden. So really high on this filter, man. If the scroll is a bit too long for you, you can put your color to Galaxy Opal and just be looking to snipe the Galaxy Opals, which is like Rudy Gay, Jaren Jackson Jr., you've got Yao Ming, Wembanyama, Tim Duncan. So you've got some pretty good options on here. That's another option if the scroll on Southwest Division is too long for you guys. And then the last variant of this filter is just the Southwest Galaxy Opal cheapest. I am a fan of as well. It's kind of the other end of the filter. Just like every other cheapest filter that we work, you want to go ahead and raise your buyout up and scroll on the cheapest Sengun, man. He's selling for about 72,000. We just went over him on the last filter. Grab any of the expensive opals if they pop up. You want to grab, wow, this is all the way down to 63k right now. You want to grab any of these other cheaper cards for about 10 to 12,000, cheaper than the cheapest one. So if they pop up for around opal cheapest pricing, pick them up, and then any of the expensive opals, grab them as quick as possible. The next filter we're going over is the Dark Matter filter, man. For this, you want to put your color to Dark Matter, put your minimum buyout to 500, and just keep refreshing, man. Probably it's not the only one, but this is about the, if you want to work 100k filter and snipe high-end snipes and don't want to enable, man, this might be your best option at this point. Snipes have actually been popping up on here. People are getting them. It does take patience, as with most high-end filters, guys. You need to actually put the hours in, but if you work it long enough, you will see a snipe, man. So it's time. We've got a ton of Dark Matters in the game. It's super packs. The odds have been increased a little bit, so I really think working this is not too bad of an idea if you like high-end snipes, man. So spend some time on it. Everybody on here is still a snipe and selling for profit for any price. So if anything pops up, buy it as quick as possible. And the last filter, guys, the one I really don't think you should work, is the 100 overall filter, man. For this, you just want to put your color to 100 overall. It's not a theme or anything. It's just right under color where you see Dark Matter, Opal, all that. Put your color to 100 overall, put your minimum buyout to 500, and just keep refreshing, man. There is one player on this filter, which is 100 overall, Kristaps Porzingis, who is still selling for an absolute insane amount of MT. 5 million is crazy, bro. If you snipe this card, wow, that is a crazy snipe, man, and I would be very jealous. So if you're looking for just the most mind-blowing snipe, this is the filter for you. But if your goal is to make MT, I would not say to work this filter. It's going to be insanely dry. That's it for the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it, man. If you did, smash that like button for me. I would appreciate it. If you guys want to see the insane snipe challenge we dropped on Sunday, man, click the video that's popping up on screen. Jay Grinds out.